Let's take a closer look at our internal cues and how paying attention to hunger and fullness can guide the timing of our meals and snacks. Paying attention to hunger and fullness cues, or intuitive eating, is about relearning the cues we naturally had as children. This hunger fullness scale is one strategy some find useful in starting to pay attention to hunger going into a meal or snack, satisfaction during a meal or snack, and fullness at the end. Using a scale like this one pictured, 1 is ravenously hungry or starving, and 10 is uncomfortably full or stuffed. Every body has different cues for hunger and fullness, and it's a matter of figuring out your own cues. What happens when you start eating a meal when you're starving? How full are you when you are finished? Well, when you're starving, you're usually overstuffed because you overfeed yourself. What happens when you start eating a meal when you're just gently hungry? And how full are you when you are finished? You're usually comfortably full. While this philosophy sounds simple, it can actually be quite challenging at first. So, what keeps people from eating when hungry? Think about yourself. What keeps you from eating when you're hungry? For a lot of people, we're afraid to gain any more weight, and we've been taught that eating is what makes us fat. Can also be poor planning, or you've had an extremely busy day and you failed to stop to get something to eat. How about not even realizing that you're hungry? On the other side is fullness. What keeps people from stopping when they're comfortably full? Well, sometimes it's the taste. The food is so good that you just can't stop. How about fear that you won't get to have that food again? What if the clean plate club rules carried over from your childhood? Maybe you're afraid of wasting food. How about forgetting to check in with the fullness sensor? A delayed satiety response cue. How about emotional reasons for eating? Busy schedules make it hard to tune into our hunger and fullness, but when we do, we can honor and respect our body's natural cues. Respecting and honoring our hunger cues involves eating regularly throughout the day, just when we start to feel hungry, but before we become starving. Respecting and honoring our fullness cues involves checking in with our fullness and satisfaction during meals and finding a comfortable stopping place. When we don't respond to these cues, it's important to stay curious and non-judgmental. In other words, there's no need to turn this into a dieting rule. Start by being more aware and allow for flexibility.